So you just got back from Israel, and you saw some amazing things. What can you share?
Yeah, so I went on my own on a fact-finding mission, just on my own, and for one, the entire perspective that we have over here of what happened on October 7th is completely different over there. I mean, here we say the horrific terror attack on October 7th. I remember driving in at night, and the entire skyline is lit up with October 7th memorabilia. And you never really hear them say the terror attack by Hamas on October 7th. It's more like that is the day the war began. That's how they see it. This is when the war began.
Yeah.
They see themselves now in war footing, as they should. But
they are. I mean, Netanyahu and the Israelis are not going to stop. They know who the enemy is, and they know the enemy is selling rockets to Russia and is close to a nuclear weapon.
Right.
If they don't already have one. I mean, I'm so sick of hearing, oh, they're very close. They're very close. You know what? If they don't have one now, maybe there's a problem with their science program. Because, I mean, they've been close for almost 20 years.
Glenn, there were so many revelations on just the actual strategic situation that I was just blown away. There were documents that came out, I think, a couple of days ago, where a lot of the mainstream outlets were talking about how, this was supposed to be a bigger attack than it actually was. There was supposed to be an attack that hit some buildings in Tel Aviv. There was supposed to be a follow-on attack by Hezbollah from Lebanon. They captured documents off of the Hamas terrorists that hit on October 7th, plus when they actually went into Gaza and captured more documents there. I think Hamas, and I believe they believe this as well, they jumped the gun. This was a part of a coordinated attack. So that was supposed to happen from Gaza. A similar attack called, I think, Conquer the Galilee was supposed to happen from Lebanon via Hezbollah. They were supposed to do the exact same thing in the north. And then all of the Arabs that were in Israel were supposed to rise up at the same time. And then you'd have Iranian rockets, coming from all their proxies. That was supposed to be a huge battle. This was when you talk about
Divine providence.
Divine providence. Yeah. It really was. I mean, it was a horrible event, but if they would not have jumped the gun when they did, this is a completely different conversation.
So can you talk about the hospital you saw?
That was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Are you sure you can talk about it?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I was on my own. They are preparing for something major. Whether that's,
This just seems, you told me this morning, I just want you to listen to this with biblical ears. Listen to this.
So they're either preparing for a regional war or a major war, if it would ever happen. But
in Israel.
Jerusalem,
yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, I'm sure there's no books that have ever been written about calamities striking, that area or anything.
No.
But they have a fully functional underground hospital that is just ready to go. I mean,
and it's massive.
I showed you a photo. It goes down multiple stories down under the ground. They have wings on each different level under the ground. They're just ready to go. They've got the beds. They've got the air filtration system all done up, communications. My phone had cell signal 5 stories down under the ground. And I was like, wait a minute, I can barely get cell reception in Dallas, Texas in certain areas. How do I have this under the ground? They're like, oh, we got some things. I think you got some things.
Yeah.
There are a few things going on. But it was, they are so prepared if something were to happen. We pale in comparison.
I wish I found out, 5 years from now that all this money that we've just been blowing, wouldn't it be great if no. What we built was, we did a Manhattan project, not with a bomb, but we made sure that the people were safe. We, stored up food for 7 years, something. And we're not getting anything for our money.
Speaking of money we've wasted, to the UN. So I told you about those documents they recovered. They were finally being released. The IDF are releasing it to the media. And all that stuff is great. You can read that now. But there was other documents where I begged them, Glenn, to give me.
Yeah.
I was like, please. I was like, we could do so much with this. You've heard stories of, the UN had, some workers that were around, took pictures on October 7th, blah, blah, blah. And the UN countered with we didn't know about it. We put them on administrative leave.
Right.
We're investigating the issue. I almost cussed. Bull crap. Bull crap. They have documents, UN official documents that say, oh, the UN through this program was giving apartments to some of the highest commanders in, Hamas. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, we've heard some things that connect them to like, in a roundabout way, but official documents? And they're like, well, yeah, check this out. And then check that out. And then check that out. I'm like, where'd you get this? It's like, we took them from Gaza. When we entered into Gaza, this is official UN documents, signed and everything, that shows how the UN Relief and Workers Agency. I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but this is my own words. I don't see how they're anything but complicit here. I mean, I don't know.
They are.
Why hold that, though? That's what I told them. I was like, release these
because
now.
I don't think that they have any real ally. They might release it if Trump wins. They don't have any real allies anywhere.
Bingo.
Who's going to stand with them?
Bingo.
Hold that powder.
Yeah.
Think I could get those documents?
I think we can. I think things are in the works to get those documents. I got the very distinct impression, even though they were very, very, diplomatic about it, that it doesn't feel like they have an ally in the United States.
They know we are, right?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Seems like it. Yeah.
What was the most stirring thing that you saw?
Oh, man, so mmany different things. Can I tell you about the time when I became a Jew for a couple hours?
Tell this story. This is amazing. Listen to this.
So check this out. There's only El Al flights, the Israeli flight airline, can get into Israel right now. All the other flights are closed down. So if you are in a place in the country, like say Los Angeles, you can go, there's a direct flight, or New York, there's a direct flight. Anywhere else in the US, you're going through London Heathrow, typically. Now, I had, coming from Dallas, I had to fly to London Heathrow and had a 4 or 2 hour, I can't remember what it was, it seemed like forever, layover in Heathrow. Well, to get to that, you have to take some trains and stuff once you land in London. You have to get to that terminal. Well, that terminal where El Al is at is where all the other Middle East flights go out of. So you're talking about Qatari Airlines, Emirates, like all the other Arab airlines are right there. Well, when I get in, you go to like the little corner where El Al is, amongst all the other airlines, and there's multiple tiers of security just to get to the ticket counter.
And just that airline.
Just that airline, none of the others, just that airline. So when you're standing in those tiers of security to get your ticket, you are getting the craziest screw you eyes or kill you eyes from all the other people that are around there. I've literally felt like they wanted to kill me just because I was getting on an El Al flight. It was
just
insane.
assumed maybe you were a Jew or you just were an evil Zionist.
Right. Or a friend, of Israel. I don't know. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I finally got through the security, got my ticket.
And by the way, so you know, before he gets to the end, so you know, Jason is not like this. Jason is, I wet my pants easily. He doesn't.
Yeah, he has lots of other problems, but that's not one.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't shy away from, oh, really? They're looking, you know what? I'm going to go stand right in front of them. You're not like that.
No, and I was giving him stink eye back, and I feel like I was like, hey, go say something, but when you get out of there and get your ticket, there's even more security because they put the Israeli flight at the very end of the terminal, and there's another tier of security. So you can't just, if you have let's say a Qatari Airlines ticket, you can't get to that part of you can't walk up to the gate in that little area. But they don't open that area up until like 30 minutes before boarding time.
Oh my gosh.
So you just kind of got to hang out with everyone else. So I got my ticket and I kind of felt like I was stepping out onto like a prison yard. Oh my gosh, like I need to find allies now. Think about this. This is in a public London Heathrow terminal. I'm feeling like I'm on a prison yard. That's how they're staring at you. This is how every Jew feels when they're in that terminal. So I did the only thing, I liken it to a prison. I looked for like a clique where I thought that I would be safe. And I remember I looked off into a corner and there was a group of like 20 Orthodox Jews. They were praying right before. And Orthodox Jews, it's very easy to see them with the hats and coats and everything. And then a few other Israelis and Jews, you could tell they're around them that weren't Orthodox. I looked over there and beelined it directly over to that location. I walked over there, and in my mind's eye, that's like these Orthodox Jews like pumping iron. They're just like pumping iron. They got like teardrop tattoos, with like stars of David. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going there. I walked over there, and a couple of them actually stopped, and they were like swaying, doing the whole prayer. Looked at me, and I swear, Glenn, I got a nod like a quick light. And I've tried to talk to Orthodox Jews. They won't talk to me. You know, they're always doing their thing. We'll not talk to you. They just keep doing their thing.
Yeah.
Got a nod, and I went right behind them and sat down and hung out with them. So that was my refuge.
I just want you to know, this is how brave he is. He used Orthodox Jews, possibly a rabbi, as a meat shield.
Yes.
Strength in numbers, and those are my boys.
No, I know.
Those are my boys.
I know. That's amazing. Thank you very much, Jason. We're glad you're back safe.